Hello and welcome to NPC. That stands for Next Portable Console. It's a show about the games we take with us and maybe also the games that we just play at home. My name is Brendon Bigley. I'm here with John Voorhees.
Hey, Brendon.
Hey, John. What's up?
Doing really well. Doing really well.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Federico, are you doing well?
I am doing well, even though it's the season that I don't like. It gets dark very early in the day, and I cannot walk my dogs as frequently as I would like to.
Yeah.
But yes, I am doing well, and I keep thinking about the Steam machine and the Steam frame, but I cannot have them. So all things,
you could be better. You could be better, is what you're saying.
I could be better. I could be better. I will be better in 2026.
Federico, I'm glad that you bring that up because so much of this episode is going to be about how you can have one of them now if you really want, which is great.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how patient can you be or how impatient can you be.
How much do you need to see the Valve logo on it is the question.
Very
on the
so.
on the exterior, because everything else, baby, everything else is doable.
Yeah,
you can see the Valve logo on screen when you use it.
That's what I'm saying. It still says SteamOS when you turn it on. Hey, that's some stuff that we're going to talk about later. I think we have some follow-up, John.
We do. I want to mention GameHub because I was struggling with GameHub. I first tried the official version of GameHub. Then later I tried GameHub Lite. And at various points, I've had some pretty significant trouble getting games to run, where games that once run no longer ran, and other things just were breaking. I mean, it was just melting down on me. So what I ultimately did was I first went in and very carefully deleted all of the games. I went into the menus. I went not just into there's like a 3-dot menu that's kind of a shortcut to deleting something. I went into the actual download section of the settings and individually deleted all the games that I had. Then I deleted the apps. And then I went back and instead of using GameHub Lite from what is it? The stupid what's that?
Obtainium,
GitHub? That they don't have the most recent version on there. So I went to GitHub. I got the most recent version off GitHub, and now it's working perfectly. Now, when I say
the developer has bailed from GameHub Lite, also like the original developer of GameHub Lite has walked away from the project, and there are other people who are now maintaining it, which is interesting. So there have been a bunch of updates in just the past week to GameHub Lite.
Yeah, that's one of the ones.
Or you can be like me, just go to a shady Chinese website for GameHub and just use the regular version with all the trackers that spy on you, which is also something that you can do.
Well, I was having trouble with that version too, so that's why I've kind of decided to go with what works for now. And when I say it works, I've been a lot more cautious in what I'm downloading. I'm using more lightweight games. It's really just been Ball Pit so far and Megabonk. I'll expand outward from that over time, but for now, that's all I really needed. What I wanted to play this week, so haven't gotten any further than that yet.
I have spent probably, I would say, 4 hours total trying to get Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D remake to work on my AYN Thor.
Oh, they don't?
They don't.
Yeah, they kind of should, though. They
feel like they should. And the reason I think they should is because Dragon Quest 3 HD2D remake, which is a game made in the same engine, to be clear, has it in the little compatibility thing. It's perfect. It plays perfectly out of the box. You download it, it works, no problem. There's something up specifically with 1 and 2 remake.
Yeah, they must have done something special with 3 that hasn't been brought over to 1 and 2 remake, right?
Yeah, there's an Unreal Engine crash that happens, and that's
or maybe there's ray tracing in Dragon Quest 1 and 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Those pixels, they're bouncing. They're bouncing all over the place.
We talked about Vex last week too, which is how Valve is bringing the games to the frame, right? That they announced, and that is being used by GameHub. I noticed that when I reinstalled everything, you see the different components that are being downloaded and installed at the first run, and one of the line items said Vex, so it's definitely being used there too.
So Valve is literally doing GameHub.
Yes, just hopefully better.
Yeah,
hopefully better. Huh.
The other piece of follow-up we wanted to talk about a little bit is the Anbernic RG DS, which is an upcoming dual-screen device from Anbernic that, when it was announced, we talked about a little bit, has the marketing says it's targeting under $100. It is exactly $99. So they got it.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of gameplay video being released by Anbernic over the past couple weeks, especially as they open up pre-orders. And I think we definitely have like all of the price brackets filled at this point, right? We have the what is it called? The Pocket DS from what's the name of the company?
Magic X.
No, the one that we always dunk on.
Ayaneo?
Yes, the Ayaneo
yes.
Pocket DS, which is I think somewhere in the realm of like $700 or $800.
Yes.
And we have the Ayn Thor, which is in the realm of like $300-ish.
Yeah.
You know, if you want the base. And now we have this $99 one from Anbernic. And
don't forget Magic X. They're even cheaper, aren't they?
Magic X does have their thing. It's true. But it doesn't fold though.
No,
it's not,
it doesn't.
It's,
but it's two screen, kind of.
It is two screens.
It's one screen that pretends to be two screens.
It's one screen from an Android phone from 15 years ago, but yes.
Yes. The thing about the Anbernic is, I think the thing that I take umbrage with in particular is their claim that it will play 3DS games.
Yeah.
Because that just set expectations to a much higher level than I think is realistically feasible at a $100 price point right now. When in reality, like this chip that they have, and based on some of the gameplay we've seen, looks like it'll play most DS games, Nintendo DS games at a 1x resolution, maybe a 2x resolution, like decently. Which even still, there are some like hitches and some like frame rate drops that you're seeing at like 1 or 2x resolution in some games that they're playing.
Yeah, you're starting to really push the envelope pretty early, even with the DS games. Yeah.
I did see some interesting stuff, and I don't know if this is through Emulation Station or what, but like they had one clip where they were showing somebody playing, what was it, Minish Cap on Game Boy Advance, and on the top screen they had the PDF of the game manual open, which I do think is the kind of thing that like Emulation Station. I know Emulation Station can download all those PDFs very easily. I thought that was interesting. So they are trying to do kind of an AYN or an Ayaneo, like you could have one thing open on one screen, one thing open on the other screen of it all. Right. This is one of those devices that I think people should extremely, extremely wait for reviews on. And probably not pre-order. Because this is the thing we always said, especially in the year of 12 Anbernic releases. But every time they announce something, there's like one thing crucially wrong with it. And in this case, the chip is just not powerful enough to do what they're claiming it can do. And all of that said, it does look beautiful. Like, I think the industrial design of it is really nice. There is one review that is out online that I have seen so far that had it next to the DSi XL, and it's like 1-to-1. Like, it looks almost exactly the same. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm optimistic about it from like an industrial design standpoint, and for people who just want to play Nintendo DS and like maybe only Shovel Knight from the 3DS, but I don't know. It's definitely a wait and see device, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of dual screen follow-up, a couple of items. I tested both. So I wanted to have a front end because you guys were making fun of me for just using the home screen as a launcher. So I tried.
Oh, no. I'm also.
Well, John kind of did.
Okay.
John,
I'm a bad.
Put it on John.
So, I'll put it on John. So anyway, I tried console launcher, which does have proper dual screen support. I found it kind of confusing. The setup process was very complex, a little too much for my taste.
You know what my issue with console launcher is, Federico?
Yeah.
If you have too many games, every time you turn your Thor on, it needs to like re-index your entire game library. And I have like so many games on there, and it takes, I'm not even kidding, like 2 or 3 minutes to figure out how to show me my games.
Yeah, I didn't like the settings, like the overall flow of like pointing to a folder in your library. Like I just found it very confusing. So I went back and downloaded the latest version of Emulation Station from Patreon, and it worked out of the box. It even worked with an old ESDE folder that I had on my SD card. It picked it up right away. So it picked up a previous configuration of Emulation Station from another device, from the Ayn Odin portal, I think. And it just worked. And I installed, there's now a MiniUI theme for Emulation Station, which is really, really nice. I didn't know about that. I think it's kind of new. And they now have a setting to launch games on the other display. So if you have a dual screen device like the Thor, you can open Emulation Station on the bottom screen. And if you enable that option in settings, the game will automatically launch on the upper display. And I've been playing Pokemon Lazarus like that, and it's been a dream. Just that game with that aesthetic on the OLED of the top screen.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful, isn't it?
It's so beautiful. So the pixels are so chunky and colorful.
Yeah.
I love it. And Emulation Station shout out. It keeps working. They have a whole bunch of updates and bug fixes in the latest release, and they also have a YouTube video with a walkthrough of all the new features that you should check out.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's what I'm using with my Thor too. I mean, it's of all those front ends, it's the one that I kind of keep coming back to when I'm not just launching from the home screen on the Thor or another device like it. So
and if you're like me and you keep forgetting, then when you set up RetroArch on any Android device, and you go in there and you think, I just changed my settings, I remapped my controls. Why isn't RetroArch picking up my settings? Remember, you gotta save your configuration.
Oh,
I wasted 30 minutes.
So much.
I wasted 30 minutes, and this happens every year, right? I waste 30 minutes, and then I remember, I gotta save my configuration, and then I'm like, but next year I will remember. And I can guarantee you that at some point in 2026, I will waste 30 minutes and remember this conversation. So save your configuration.
Learning RetroArch is like learning its own language. Like it really is. I feel like I have been studying RetroArch for like 5 years now at this point. Like
you can never learn all of RetroArch. I don't.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like conversationally fluent in RetroArch. But I'm definitely not like native fluent. You know what I mean?
They should make a Duolingo for RetroArch.
They should make a Duolingo for RetroArch. Can I also just go back to something that you mentioned, Federico, that I think is important about like setting up these consoles in general?
Yeah.
I have now gotten to a point where anytime I'm setting up a new Android-based device, I automatically set it up as if I'm going to run Emulation Station on it. Because as soon as you set up that folder structure and just use that for everything, it just makes so much stuff so much easier. And if you ever end up saying, well, Emulation Station is probably actually the best front end for me, you just already have it set up.
Copy and paste,
Even like Console Launcher, when you set up Console Launcher for the first time and they're like, what's your ROMs library? You can just go to the Emulation Station ROMs folder and just click on that. And you don't even need to go like console by console. It just picks up all of it.
The whole thing,
which is really nice. I just feel like we're maybe 1 or 2 updates away from Emulation Station actually adding dual screen support, and I'm curious to see how long it takes between that and some theme makers starting to support dual screens as well. Because there is like one of the most highly anticipated dual screen launchers out there is Isu,
right?
Which looks beautiful, absolutely incredible, at least like from a design standpoint. There is an Isu theme out already on Emulation Station if you want your console to look like that. But as soon as they add dual screen support, it's like, I mean, I'm probably just going to use that.
Anyway, what do we have in terms of... we have a grab bag of news.
We do. We have lots of
so
little
random
things.
stuff.
Lots of little things. And I, as the resident optimist...
Optimist. Okay.
Yes. For gaming on the iPhone and gaming on the Mac.
Oh my gosh.
You are the resident optimist for this.
I should have known what was going to happen.
Federico, it's at the top of the list. That's this is important news. Red Dead Redemption is available on Android and iPhone. Finally, after
via Netflix.
Via Netflix. And so the reason I put
for
this
a
on,
limited time.
Yeah, well, everything.
Another
is
way to
probably,
read that.
With
Yeah.
Netflix gaming, everything's a limited time, I think.
Yeah.
I think the reason I put it on there wasn't so much because Red Dead Redemption, if you haven't played Red Dead Redemption, I don't know what you're waiting for. And I don't know that a phone is the best place to play it. However, it does kind of fit in with the general narrative we've been talking about with Netflix over time. The other night I was watching TV and an ad came on for Netflix gaming, and boy, was it a bunch of junk. It was kind of party games. The idea they're kind of transitioning into something a lot more adjacent to your typical I don't know, mobile gaming experience with gems and short kind of gotcha type of games. And at the same time, Netflix is also still putting out they had a whole bunch of Grand Theft Auto games came out maybe a yearish ago, and now Red Dead Redemption is coming out, which I really didn't expect. I thought they had completely abandoned that line of popular mass market games. But I think where they're settling down, whereas once at the very beginning, they had a lot of great indie and artistic games on the service, that seems to have gone away pretty much entirely, other than maybe the couple of studios that are still open that they bought. And they've really kind of transitioned over to party games you play on your TV and a handful of classic mass market games that still have a big audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the direction, right? It's just games, family games, party games, adaptations from popular reality shows, and the occasional like blockbuster title of like, yeah, you can play GTA, yeah, you can play Red Dead.
Right.
It's like, I don't think. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're not going for the more artistic, more niche, more cultured approach. Not that there's anything uncultured about playing Red Dead or, an adaptation or like, what's it called? Hot or Not? Too Hot to Handle? What's the name of that? Too Hot to Handle?
Too Hot to Handle,
yeah. It's fine. It's just they started one way. I mean, you can pretty much say the same about Apple Arcade to an extent. That's the direction, especially when you're charging a subscription.
Yeah.
You got to go for the big masses. You got to go for the big numbers. And
I'm surprised they haven't acquired or licensed the Jackbox Party Pack games.
Huh.
Yeah, because a lot of what they're doing with the party games is very similar to that, though they don't look as good as what Jackbox is doing.
Yeah. I feel like you could like run those on Netflix also. Like that's the thing that you could probably very easily like not make people download individually. Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you have for us, John?
All
so
right.
beyond Apple gaming,
all right. Let's get into more serious gaming stuff, which is very serious. The Red Magic 11 Pro Plus, which we talked about, right,
dude?
Yes.
There's a video of it playing God of War online, and it's bananas. It's also, the thing is essentially like a little space heater. It gets so hot in this video, but it's just there. I wanted to mention it because it gives you an idea of what the Snapdragon 8 Elite can do. Yeah, it's remarkable, that video.
Yeah,
I literally couldn't believe that video. I was like, that's fake, and then
it was jaw dropping. I couldn't believe that it was playing that well. It looked like you were playing on your TV with a PS5.
Oh my god.
That's what you're getting with these chips and with this kind of Android emulation now. I mean, it's wild, and it makes me so excited about getting the Odin 3. I really, I cannot wait.
Should we talk about the Odin 3?
We should
talk about,
because Russ just did his first impressions on Retro Game Core.
Return of the King is the name of the title of the video.
Yep.
And I mean, shall we talk about the performance? I kind of want to talk about the performance.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, we are looking at things like playing God of War 2 with super high ups. I don't remember how much it was upscaled. Like, was it 3x or?
I think it was 2.5.
2.5.
If I remember right.
Yeah, OpenGL backend upscale 2.5 or 3x. Looks amazing on that display. And obviously, the thing that is really interesting for me is the using GameHub and like PC gaming in general, playing stuff like Resident Evil 2 at 720p medium settings,
Right.
and it's hitting like 45 FPS.
Yeah.
And that's a PC game. The Resident Evil 2 was it a remake from a few years ago?
Mhm.
At medium settings, 720p, 45 frames. Then it showed off Halo Reach, also 720p medium settings, 50 to 60 frames a sec. Like,
Yeah.
just it's a PC that can run 720p games at medium settings with really high frame rate.
It
And
sounds like the
realistically-
local streaming too is just remarkable because he said it felt like there was zero latency at all using. I think he was using Moonlight, and that's. I mean, obviously with your gaming PC, that would be a great way to play.
Yeah,
I think I think one of the only downsides he saw to it is like, it's a smaller screen. It's 6 inches. It might be nicer at something like 7 to 8, but it's roughly two times the performance of the Odin 2, which is still,
as soon as like anyone releases drivers for this thing that bump up, performance on Switch and 3DS and other things that can support it, I mean, that's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, that was another downside, is the Switch performance wasn't great. Totally depends on the game.
Yeah. The thing that I'm most interested in really with the Odin 3 is like it is a little bit of a swing, right? Like it's not a safe bet the way I think the Odin 2 was. By investing early in a chip like this, you are sacrificing performance on some things that work great on the Odin 2. So there are situations where the Odin 2 will be better served for more people. But this is a little bit of an investment in the future, or if you're like Federico and you want specifically a Steam Deck the size of the Odin, then you can get it.
Yeah, that's the dream. I mean,
that's the dream. Yeah.
Obviously, if you want something bigger, I mean, they make the Portal, and that's on an older chipset. But this is like, I think what they're doing is a much more portable. I don't want to say really portable because it's not really portable, but it's a much more portable than the Portal, for example. Bleeding edge Android emulation device. That's
but I think we'll see an actual Portal 2 probably by the middle of next year that has the same configuration of this, basically.
Portal 2 came out in 2012, John.
Nice.
Wow.
Horrible.
I've been owned.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, this continues to be very exciting to me. I don't particularly care about Switch drivers. I have a Switch too. I've done my time with trying to make Switch emulation work 2 years ago, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
That was a wild time. But yes, supposedly,
that was a movie, man. Yeah.
Reminiscing about the wild times of Switch 1 emulation at Federico's house.
It has gotten a lot better. I don't know if you've messed around with Eden at all.
No.
Eden's solid for that.
Okay.
I only have like one game that I test Switch with, but like it works really well. I've been surprised by it.
Yeah. I cannot wait to get this, honestly, and we'll see. But looks really encouraging.
I'm excited for you to get it too.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear about it. I'm actually more excited about what the other form factors are going to be. Like we went Odin 2, Mini, Portal, Thor. I'm curious. Like, are we going to get an Odin 3 Mini? Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Can you imagine that?
Do you think they keep that thing cool enough in that small package?
That's gonna be a challenge.
It's gonna have an external battery.
Do you want to have a little bet that they're gonna make it super expensive? If they do a Mini, they're gonna make it super expensive, and it's gonna be one of those other liquid cooled.
I was gonna say, I think that's a good.
It's the only way you make it work, I think.
Yeah. At that size, yeah. John, what is the TrimUI Smart Pro S?
So this is just a kind of a incremental update to the existing Smart Pro that they had, and I wanted to mention it because I think TrimUI does a pretty nice job with their hardware, and this has been rumored for a while, and it's now looks like it's going to be real. There aren't a whole lot of changes to it. I guess it's got better cooling, better built-in cooling. It's got clickable joysticks. And it has new home and reset buttons. So other than that, though, it's kind of similar to what was already out there. Supposedly it'll be able to do things like, PSP and PS1 and Dreamcast a little better, a little smoother. Given especially
it's got a better chip, right? So it's
got a better chip. It's got and it's got more efficient cooling too, both of which should help with emulating those higher end systems.
Yeah, and it's going to be around the same price, which I think is the most interesting thing. It's still like $80 to $90 or something like that, which is that's a decent price for that. Like I was actually talking to somebody recently. I don't know. I imagine you two also get this question all the time, but I was talking to somebody recently who hit me up and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to buy a handheld for family member or whatever. Which one should I get?" And I was like, honestly, I think this might be it. Like, I think this is probably the one that I'll start recommending to people realistically. I want to get my hands on it. I want to try it myself, but it feels like this is going to kind of become a new go-to for a lot of people who want that like horizontal experience.
Yep. I agree.
Um,
I hope it plays PSP really well, because this would also be that PSP that I've been talking about for 3 years at this point.
I wanted to mention the Kickstarter for the Abxylute 3D one.
Yes.
Remember, this is one of those. We've spoken about a handful of these giant handhelds over the past year. There's at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
There was one was the 1X something.
X-Fly?
The X-Fly, maybe.
Yeah, 1X-Fly,
then there was another one. What was the one that used to have an incredible name, like Dragon something?
I'm trying to remember. That was from MSI, wasn't it?
That was maybe. There was one that we spoke about that had the 3D...
the Sunday Dragon, I think it was
the
called.
The Sunday Dragon. So there was the Sunday Dragon. And then we spoke about the Abxylute 3D one, which is another like 11-inch. I'm pretty sure we also mentioned like an Acer handheld at CES last year. Anyway, there's a... If you are into this sort of like not really handhelds, but technically handhelds that have an 11-inch display, the Abxylute 3D one is now on Kickstarter for the low early bird starting price of $1,500.
Yes, it has a Lunar Lake in it, an Intel chip.
Lunar Lake detachable controllers, 50 watt-hour battery, which is not great, especially compared to some of the latest 80 watt-hour batteries.
Yeah.
But that's on Kickstarter now, and
you're missing one of the best features of this.
What am I missing?
It has a 3D screen.
Yes.
It has it does like the lenticular thing.
I'm sorry. I apologize for missing the 3D screen. The folks at Abxylute also put out another Kickstarter. Much cheaper. This is just $39 for the M4 magnetic snap-on controller that we also spoke about a couple of weeks ago. If you recall, this is the... How would you even describe this thing? It's a small controller.
It's an MCON competitor.
It's an MCON competitor. It's just a square. It's basically a square, and you put your phone in landscape mode magnetically on top of it, and you play with this small squarish shaped thing that somehow has two sticks, a D-pad, and 4 face buttons, plus 2 function buttons and start and select. So
think of it like a Game Boy Advance SP that doesn't have a screen, and instead of a screen, it's smaller, and it has a magnet, and your phone takes over for the screen. It's kind of what it looks like, I think. So
and this is just $40. So if you want to support Abxylute but don't want to spend $1,500, this is just $40.
Yeah, or $150 on the MCON.
Right. I think that this controller looks uncomfortable. I don't know how this.
I also think it looks really uncomfortable.
I can't
imagine it's comfortable. Yeah.
No, and as a result, even though it's only $40, this is not something I'm picking up. I'm going to wait and see what people say about it, but it looks very uncomfortable.
Famous words from John Boris. I'm not going to pick up this controller.
I'm a reformed controller addict.
No way. No, you're not. No,
they're going to make a transparent blue one, and you're going to be all over it.
You absolutely are not.
Probably. Give me the atomic purple. Come on.
Yeah.
No, there's gonna be some Black Friday sale, and you're gonna be like, I picked it up.
Yeah, $15. Yeah.
Speaking of which, it's really hard to run a deals thing for Mac Stories and not buy stuff all the time. I'm just saying. I'm looking at all these controllers that are 25-30% off, and I'm just I'm resisting as best I can.
Yeah, you're like, have you guys ever been to like a serious wine shop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and every time you go to a really serious wine shop, you can always tell that the guy there is not drunk, but has like this constant buzz going.
Yep.
And that's because they gotta
He
try
samples
all the wine.
everything.
He samples everything.
Yeah.
He's not drunk because he's a professional, obviously, but it's like low-key, always a slight buzz.
Almost drunk.
Almost all the time.
There's a wine store around the corner from me that I used to go to all the time, and I started to pick this up. I was like, yeah, they're definitely drunk all the time, and the reason I knew is because they're the only people I've ever met since I was in like grade school who find ways to make fun of my name.
How?
It's
Well,
a new way
that-
way every time, and I'm like, these guys are drunk.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, that's
Great.
incredible. But yes, that is John with the deals. It just he has to sample everything.
I'm always a little drunk for
A little drunk on
controllers.
deals.
A little drunk on money. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about experiments with Steam machines.
Yes.
And Brendon's experiments with SteamOS in NPC XL. Sort of try and maybe build your own, maybe do what Brendon did, which he didn't build it, but he's using a mini PC. We're going to talk about that in NPC XL, which you can get for just $5, much, much cheaper than the Abxylute Kickstarter for the 11-inch handheld and the controller. You can sign up for NPC XL, $5 a month, and it's going to last you a lifetime, and you don't have to buy
Or as long as you keep paying.
True.
That
So
kind of
we're gonna-
lifetime.
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in NPC
Very
XL.
good. Very good. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. I feel like we've caught up on all the weird random news that has come out both before and after Valve's big announcements last week. You can find us online. Brendon's over at wavelengths.online. Federico and I are at macstories.net. And all three of us can be found on social media. Just search for our names there. Talk to you next week.
Bye, everyone.